Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. So today I want to share with you a really fun palette. Look at this. How cool is that? I love this so much. I hope that it's winking in front of my eyes because I can't actually see what it's doing. But this cracks me up so much. I love it. It's so cool. So this is the Ciate London, the Fun palette, which it definitely, it definitely is fun. Like just the outer packaging. I could sit here and stare at this all day long. It's so cool. But we won't. We will go ahead and look at what's on the inside. So first of all, it comes with this protector that says she felt beauty wherever she went. Pretty fun and fearless. So those are the three palette names. They actually have three in this collection. This is the one that I picked up, which again is the Fun palette. But they also have the Pretty palette and the what's the other one? The Fearless palette. The Pretty palette is a very beautiful, universal, neutral type of a palette, and then the Fearless palette is darker and smokier. So I picked this one up because I just, it was the most fun, and I love a fun palette. And I've been just really drawn to colors the last maybe 6 months or so as I've been expanding my horizons with how I play with makeup. I've just been enjoying colors. And I do have colors similar to these, really similar to these, through my Urban Decay Vice palette and through my Urban Decay Alice Through the Looking Glass palette. But, I wanted to try Ciate London. And this palette's actually only $35, which compared to, most high-end eyeshadow palettes is not very expensive. And I really like how small and sleek this is. It's not a whole lot bigger than the Naked Basics palette, to be honest. So let me just show you. I just love the size of these palettes. So the fact that the Ciate London palette is not that much bigger but has so many shadows and such a variety of colors is really cool. So I think that this is awesome for traveling. And again, look at the color selection. You have these are all fun, these two are really fun colors, but then this whole row really and the middle shade can pull off a totally neutral look. So you've got enough neutrals. You've got a great transition shade right here. And then you have all of these pops of color, but colors that can also be used for a very natural look. I'm wearing today, let's see, I've got this shade all over, and then I have this shade on my lids. I have this and this in my crease, and then on the outer corner and blended into my crease, I have the purple and the blue. So, you really can do I think this is a pretty natural look, and you can do that with this palette, which I think is really, really cool. So let's go into the fun stuff, which is swatching. These shadows, the reason that I was so interested in this palette is because I've swatched Ciate London shadows before in Sephora, and they just are so buttery and velvety and pigmented. This is not fair. It's not a fair representation. Let me try that one again, because these are all really pigmented and not chalky. I don't know why, I think my swatch just wasn't very even, but that is what they look like. They're gorgeous. They go on exactly with the amount of pigment that you expect them to based on what they look like in the pan, which I think is just absolutely awesome. And I just, like I said, I love the arrangement of colors that they have enough colors to do totally neutral looks, totally natural looks, and that they also have these fun colors that you can totally play around with. So we'll go ahead and do this other side now. So there's the blue. Now, I don't know the color names. I think the color names are maybe on the back of the box. They weren't in the insert or anything, but I don't know what I did with the box. So I'm sorry, I can't tell you the names of the colors. So this is the other quad. And then I'll go ahead and also swatch this middle, off-white kind of shade. And like I said, the pigmentation of these is just awesome. Awesome, awesome. They're so buttery. And my hand is still a little bit wet from the last one, so again, like, it's not really fair. It's not really fair to the palette because it makes it look like it's a little bit streaky, but it really isn't, I swear. So these are the colors on the other side. Aren't they pretty? And then, oh, you can't even see it. You can't see it. I'm telling you this is pigmented, but this middle shade is like almost the same color as my skin. So yeah, you can't really see it. I could almost use that, I think, as like a powder all over my skin. This shade, it just doesn't show up. But I like to use it like as a base if I don't want the colors to be like too poppy, you know, because if you put them straight on like over primer or whatever, they will be the color that they are in the pan. They're very, very pigmented. So overall, I think that this is a great palette. I love that you get such a variety and it's only $35. I also love that you have that variety and you can travel with it because it is so small. And of course, you know, this really fun packaging. Can't forget to mention that, so that is awesome. But I do have one complaint about the palette. I have had some trouble with blending. The most blending trouble that I've had has come from this green shade. Like, you just really have to kind of sit there and blend that one out. The browns, the golds, the purples, like these are all fine. This one I've noticed some issues with. This one is a little bit, I guess these three are a little bit harder to work with, and that could just be because of the color and because of how pigmented they are. So you really have to go in with a light hand because they are immediate pigment, you know, when you put them on. So if you don't want like a super dark or super bright look, then you just, you know, dip your brush in lightly, tap it off, and then go in really lightly. Don't overdo it with these because that, you know, that can easily happen. So, oh, they're so pretty. So overall, it's a really great palette, but just be aware that you know, not all of the shades are super easy to blend. You will have to sit there and blend them out a little bit, but it's not too bad. You are able to get, like, I think a really nice put together look with this. You can do a colorful look, you can do a neutral look, you can do something sort of in between. I just love this palette. If you're interested in the Alice Through the Looking Glass palette, but you're like, it's too expensive and I need something I can travel with, this is a good alternative. I don't think the shadows are as good as the Urban Decay ones, just because the Urban Decay ones, the Alice Through the Looking Glass palette, they're all like really easy to blend. And like I said, these are not as easy. The neutral shades are easy to blend, but the more bright shades don't blend quite as well, I think, as the Alice Through the Looking Glass palette. But this is really small. You know, if you don't have a lot of space for makeup and you want some color in your life, you know, here you go. And also, it's only $35. The Alice Through the Looking Glass palette is $60. The Urban Decay Electric palette, I think, is like around $50. So this is a good way to not spend too much money and sort of have everything you need in one palette. So overall, I do recommend this palette. I hope that you found this review interesting and helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, you know, like, subscribe, or don't, whatever, you know, leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.